How's everybody doing, huh? P is muted. P got the mute game on.
Mute game heavy.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, what up? That's a beautiful melody right there, bro.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Yeah. That's a track I made. It's called Beach Scene. I'm trying to get that sync placed right there for a beach scene somewhere. What's up? Welcome everybody to 3 Beats Later. This is the weekly podcast live stream about beat making and music production and flutes like this. Hang on. Woo! Uh-oh. That's right. Mainly about flutes. That's what we talk about, people. So it is Monday, 9:30 is when we usually stream. If you haven't been here, if you know other producers that want to get down, come on as guests. We bring on artists, we bring on producers, we talk about music production and all that good stuff. Today, it's really just going to be me and P.
It's the P and Cheeky show.
It's 2 Beats Later. So I'm in Buffalo right now.
Yeah, wait a minute. So the world wants to know, how's the snow?
The snow. So I went to family's house. I'm at my mother's house, and it is in North Buffalo. And North Buffalo was, they kind of made it through without like being too dumped upon. So like if you go into the South towns, that's where shit is wild. So we got about like a foot and a half out here. Nothing really crazy. And in Buffalo, that's nothing, by the way, side note. But the rest of the city is like, south of Buffalo, where the Bills play, obviously 77 inches. That's crazy.
What's with the video or the picture I saw of like a huge snowbank and then there's like a truck like embedded in it, but it's like 20 feet off the ground or something like that.
I saw that. The caption was like, Buffalo friends, tell me what happened here or something like that. I don't even know, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Well, I mean, it's funny because I text my mom. I'm like, "Yo, mom, are you okay?" And I know Buffalo's getting a crazy snow, and she's like, "This is nothing. It's nothing. This is Buffalo-ish right here."
Where is she? Is she in what part of Buffalo?
Amherst.
Yeah, they're good out there.
They're good.
Yeah, my father's out there, and some friends are out there, and they're like, "It's nothing out here. It's like nothing." So they got spared too. But yeah, I came in early to go to the Bills game that got obviously pushed to Detroit. And then there's some other friends like having important parties and stuff like that with life events. So now I'm here for Thanksgiving, but that's why the camera looks a little bit dingy right now. I got the dingy cam on.
We're a dingy cam alert. I actually should be coming upstate too. So we might
let's link up. Let's have a 3BL coffee session.
We might link right quick. I'll let you know how it's going.
Yeah. Let me know.
So Buffalo's it's all right. It's not crazy. It's not as crazy as the news is making it out.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Don't get it twisted.
In certain areas, like
in the South towns, as you mentioned.
Yeah, we drove in early just to get away from all of that mess. So we missed it like by like hours. Like we would have been driving right through it. So
right.
But yeah. But anyways, it is the Monday before Thanksgiving. And you know what's gonna happen. We are music producers, and it is about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. What's up, Q? Q's in the chat. What's up, Q?
Q needs to pull up.
Q, jump in here because we're about to talk about something very important to music producers around this time of the year, and that is Black Friday deals. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I am probably gonna get a couple plugins this year, and I've been talking about this one synth platform called Pigments. We talk about it every once in a while. Well, guess what? It's half off. So if you are trying to get some Arturia software, Arturia has a Black Friday deal that is 50% off their flagship software. Look at this free advertisement we're giving here. I'm just shouting out Pigments because I have a demo version of it because I have their MIDI controller. And whenever I open up Native Instruments, like I'll try a patch and it ends up being Pigments, and it's pretty ridiculous. I don't know why I just did that. What the hell is that? Buy now. Buy now. It's only $100. So that's my own little Christmas gift to myself, my Black Friday gift to myself. And then I just want to raise awareness around some other deals. So obviously I always go on Plugin Boutique, and then I'm on a million email lists. So usually they're emailing me all the time about what their deals are. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Obviously, now is the time to invest if you want sounds. Grim, shout out to Grim because he uses a couple what is this XLN software here? He uses DS, the drum shaper. Let's go see if we could find out how much that is right now. DS10 is it called? DS10, here it is. The grimy Grim machine right here. Yo, it is $25.
Yo, Grim with the grimy drums. As you guys may or may not know, our producer Grim Smith, he's known for having those real crazy drums. Like we're all always taking notes from his drum skills. I've learned a lot from him. So yeah, you might want to get up on this.
Yeah, man. He it's so funny because he, I always ask Grim, like, how did this happen? And time after time, he's like, yeah, so I threw on DS10. So I looked into these types of software. It's like transient shaping or whatever. So it basically allows you to control the dynamic range of your drums. And if you use it right, like Grim does, then you will get some really, really crispy sounding drums. So this is $25. I'm about to buy this. So that's my Black Friday this year, people. It is $100 on Pigments, and it is $25 on DS10. Those are the two plugins. That's all I'm doing. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. P, are you trying to get any plugins?
Not right now, but I'm just trying to get good at the ones that I have, and I also like to piggyback off of E.
Of course.
I should get at least the DS10, seeing that it's essential to drums. It's probably a good one that I should probably get my hands on.
I would say watch a couple of videos about transient shapers. There's some pretty good stuff out there showing just like it's subtle, but it's very powerful.
I'm sure it is. Interesting.
Yeah, check it out. That's my announcement about Black Friday. So there you go, Black Friday announcement. I do want to do a couple other quick and funny things here. This week we have our own little 3BL chat. Everyone's kind of chatting throughout the week, and we were sharing a couple of these reels from Producer Grind. So if you don't follow Producer Grind, do it. A lot of really good content for beat makers and producers, and they interviewed Timbo, and there's some really good reels. King. There's some really good reels here. I'm gonna play two of them. Here we go. Here's this one. We got to play this one. Is the audio playing? Crap. There we go.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it? I can fix that. 1 second. It's because of my audio thing is kind of messed up. Did you watch this one too, or did you watch the?
I'm not. I did watch one of these. I don't know if this is it from the still. I haven't heard it yet. The one that I watched. What was Timbo talking about? He was talking about Oh, he was talking about the dolls, right? Yes, yeah. That's the one. So is this it?
This is a different one. So watch. Watch this one.
Okay. All right. Yes, the doll one Timbo was going through. That was that was crazy because you know, I guess I never really thought about it, but it does make sense how the different DAWs have a different
Vibe.
drum processing sound or music processing
OGs that be
in
hating
general.
on us, they be like,
I
man,
know.
y'all not real producers. Y'all be clicking in shit. Like,
Man, it's called producing, bro. It's your mind, bro. What's in your mind? Do you love it? Do you love clicking? Music is music. A couple times I ain't understand and I was hating. I ain't gonna sit and hold you because I damn sure did. But I fought myself. I beat the shit out of myself because I'm like, that's why this went cold because I'm like, man, you can't go in this because you not the Timbo. That's not Timbo. Timbo is the one who you came in here and switched the whole rhythm up. So that's the talk I had myself. You can't judge the new generation on how what they do. It's music. You was the one was wishing half of this shit was disappeared back when you was doing. I was like, damn, self, you right. I gotta get it together. And I start understanding. I try to talk to my OGs and be like, people that y'all might say be hating. I'll be like, man, you can't do that, bro. I said, what it sound like when it come out them speakers?
that's all that matters, right?
Right? I said, what? That's not a piano, ain't it? That's a piano, right? They be like, yeah. So what the fuck are you talking about?
You got a lot of.
There we go. I like that clip.
Yes, that's a good clip. I mean, I think there's this weird thing with time where I always say that music is one of the best metrics for time. You know, you really know that you're getting old when like songs that you listen to as a kid, you know, are old, or songs that you're listening to now are going to be old to your son when he gets to our age, right? And thinking about how music can be a metric for time, it's this weird transitional thing you go through that every generation seems to kind of like not want to accept the next generation's music and style, and it's vice versa too. Like younger ears don't want to accept the older music, and it takes a lot of time and sophistication and maturity in order to embrace it. So I can definitely see Timbaland going through that, saying like, yo, I don't really like how this new music sounds. I don't like what, the way you make it. I don't really like it. Like, I'm just not about the whole process I think it's just a natural thing. And you know, I can totally agree with how Timbaland feels, because I kind of feel like I did the same thing myself, where I kind of had to come to terms a little bit more. And there's still aspects of this new stuff that I just really I still don't mess with entirely, but I do embrace a lot more newer music than maybe I once did, just because, just like Timbaland, like it's like, yo, you kind of got to take off that chip off your shoulder and just understand that, time is going to change everything. Like, there's no way it's going to be like it is when you did it.
And it also comes back to like just the end product, right? Does the end product sound good? Well, don't hate on how we got there, right?
Right, right.
That's with like, there's so many conversations in music production that are like that. It's just like, just the battles, like the boring. I mean, now they're boring because you just hear them all the time, like samples, loops, just you name it, whatever the thing is that someone's using to create. There's always going to be, I guess, like a certain segment of that community that think it's corny or cheating or whatever. But with that in mind, I just I got inspired by that clip, and I was like, you know what, it's time to make some merch.
Nice segue.
So we got a new hoodie dropped on the 3BL platform. It says support Clicked In Melodies. Okay. So this is for all of us producers out there that we clicked those melodies in. Look at it. Look at this.
That looks more like Ableton, actually. That interface, that DAW looks like Ableton to me.
Logic looks like this too.
Okay.
Most of the DAWs.
I guess so. That's dope, yo. I like the little mouse, and the DAW and the support. It's satirical yet stylish.
There we go. You can get your hands on that right there. Go to 3 beatslater.com. It'll take you to our store. It's a new product. It's $40. Get yourself a hoodie, support the show. And you could also go to 3bl.sellfi.store if you want to just go straight directly to our shop. And there's other things on there, 3BL merch. You could also choose the beat challenge that we have for the following week. There's other fun things on there, beat packs, all that good stuff. Okay. So
you want to watch that Timbo clip where he talks about the DAWs? Oh, we don't have to. Y'all should watch it.
I think we got to, right? Should we wait for E though? Because I know he's gonna have a lot of fun with me on that one.
I mean, if you can remember to play it next week.
All right, let's play it right now, and then we're gonna play it next week probably too. Oh
no, when that shit snuck up on me, she came up on me like a storm in the night. Boy, I started saying, wait a minute.
FL.
And when I heard it, I'm like, ooh. But then I ain't know all that computer shit. I'm like, oh, I look illiterate. Like, I don't know what the hell going on. Because I'm so used to feel. I'm like, man, I don't know how that was, man. I felt like boo-boo the food. So I said, let me learn the hardest thing. That was Ableton. I can make Ableton feel like an ASR. See, I couldn't do that with no Fruity Loops. But I'm going to start trying that because I love that shit. That shit got a sonic to it. But I like Ableton too because Ableton got that pop. Clean, make me feel like when I did Justin Timberlake. Fruity Loops made me feel like I can do a Missy, like the Missy type beats.
So that's real. Like we really get different sounds out of different programs.
Yeah.
I be calling Logic commercial.
Logic only good for vocals.
Thank you. Hey, that's a real. You never got into Fruity Loops, FL?
No, when that shit snuck up on me, she came up on me like a storm.
Did you hear what he just said?
He said Logic is only good for vocals. Ouch. I mean, oh wow! I mean, there's so much to dissect. I know producers are probably going crazy dissecting that. Wow. I having not done that much work with either FL or Logic, but listening to what other people have done, the only one that I can really hear is Fruity Loops. Like Fruity Loops has this, or FL. Whatever has this sound that sounds real intense and clean, and I can't really verbally explain it right now, but I do notice that FL has a sound. So when Timbo was reacting like that, I see why he would feel that way. Mm-hmm. But I don't know enough about Ableton and Logic's sound because I can't tell. I need to hear songs and know which songs were made with which DAW or whatever. I don't know. I can't compare him like that, but that's crazy that he can compare him like that.
I think it's crazy because sometimes I'll hear other people's work on different DAWs, and I do sometimes feel like Ableton sounds great while you're playing it straight from the DAW. That makes sense. Sometimes, like straight from the DAW, it sounds different. It is the best way I could describe it. I can't really define it.
No, that's a good point that you're making, because when you shoot it out, like it's the way you shoot it out is different than how it sounds when you're playing it live. And I mean, it is called Ableton Live, so they do spend a lot of time making it sound good as a live production production tool. So yeah, I never really thought about it because the beats do sound a little bit different when I shoot them out. Sometimes I'm like, what type of metric or like settings am I using to shoot my beat out? Because it sounds a little bit
like the
different.
final, like if you're doing a wave and all that compression, all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like I could be going crazy too, but I don't know. There's people that will just like debate you to death to say like there's no difference, but I don't know. Maybe it's just the beats are just extra good sometimes from the producer themselves, not the DAW. It's just could be just the producer. Anyway, so we got beats this week, or we got beat this week. Pete, do you have something or no? You don't have anything?
No. Q gonna have me doing beat push-ups.
Yep. You got to do beat push-ups this week. All right, I got a beat. So the challenge was to, where are we? I got to change my audio settings again. To do a YouTube mashup, try to find some some instructional videos, and you could take instructional videos from anybody, Herbie Hancock, a well-known person, a non-well-known person, and sometimes in instructional videos they'll just like play a couple phrases that are just extremely crazy. They're not really full out songs, and you could use them for inspiration, especially if you're sampling, or if you're trying to build a track from them. And I've kind of wanted to do that for a little while. So I have a track that I built off of YouTube instructional videos. And it's really just an idea, I guess, because I didn't really work on it a ton. I got a little bit of time. So, P, I'm about to share my screen.
All right.
So, mute your engine. I'm just going to let it loop. It's going to play like 3 times through, really. It's nothing crazy. I'm going to bring in the instruments too. So, I think I got a couple things soloed. Okay, cool. Actually, since this is the only other instrument, Logic Gang, everybody, Logic Gang. Here we go. So let me play the loop and then we'll go from there. It's not a perfect loop yet. No. Oh, you could hear it? Could you hear it? I thought you were having a problem hearing it.
Yeah. Is that a metronome?
It is, yeah. It's not mine, it's the actual instructional video.
Oh, okay.
So this is the drum. I'll just talk it through like I'm doing a beat breakdown, but this is the drums. It's kind of like a live drummer playing kind of like trap, I guess you could say. And then I got another instructional video and added this.
Well, you took 2 different videos?
Yeah. I felt that kind of went together pretty well. So that second video is like a Cuban guitar. I'll show you in a second. And then I just added bass. I was like, all right, add a bass line. So that's the track. That's the track. That is 2 different instructional videos. I will give a shout out to those YouTube content creators. The first one is 9 Semanas de Cuba. He had a Tres Cubano guitar. That's that unique sound you heard, the folk guitar. And he had like a pretty cool line that he was playing on the guitar that I looped. And then the drummer was showing you how to play trap beats on a drum kit. This is from Adam Minaro. So I took those 2, synced up the BPMs, and I was like, this has a groove to it. That sounds good. And then you can kind of almost hear like, it almost sounds like something already, but it's kind of like a very cliche Latin type of rhythm. I guess melody line, I would say.
That would really actually pop as a record. Like if they actually did it the same way, but actually did, because it's a little the metronome throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
So you just have to re-record it without the metronome. It would really fucking pop as a record.
That's the next step. So I was gonna just kind of reprogram the drums based on that vibe, like almost using it as like a like a rhythm loop.
I feel like you should use trap drums though.
Yeah, like reprogram, put in some new sounds, and then I could either keep that sample from the guitar or I could replay that also, because it's just so
well
cliche.
Yeah, you're the you can tickle the strings real easily, so
but yeah, that's what I did. I didn't have a ton of time, but I was like, all right, I got something. That's just like a cool phrase. So that was the challenge this week.
Nice.
Look at that. 1 beat later. And then we're just gonna go straight into it. We're gonna spin the wheel, y'all. Let's go spin this wheel, huh?
Spin that wheel, spin that wheel. Before we spin the wheel, I just wanted to mention that my graphic novel.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can get it in the light.
Yo, you actually, speaking of, that's a good point, P, because I got an email this week that said,
all right, hold on,
your graphic novel is shipping. And then I got USPS sent us an email saying you have a package out for delivery.
Oh, word.
Oh yeah, it's getting real.
I'm trying to
You sharing?
I'm trying to turn my camera off or my background off. Here we go. All right, there we go. Oh, it's blurred
It's blurred.
because I put it on blur like an idiot. Anyway, while I'm trying to fix my life since I can't do two things at once, my new graphic novel, Kimi Cosmic, is on my website, earthtoneking.com. It is 140-page science fantasy adventure starring a cowgirl who has to fight an evil corporation and liberate her people. And she's half human.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, check it out.
Very excited, man.
earthtoneking.com.
That's
And
what I got coming in my mail right now. Is that what's happening?
That's just one of the things. There's also some other stuff on there. I have another book, but I don't have it here, so I can't show y'all. But it's an Afrofuturistic comic called Drone Slayer X. And the first issue of that, I think you're getting that. I don't remember. I don't know if I fulfilled your. I mean, I fulfilled your order, but I don't remember filling it, so I'm not sure. I'd have to look at what you
What was
got.
included?
Yeah, but also you're gonna get some more stuff later too. So that's just the first book. You're gonna get another book.
Yes.
So yeah,
Very excited, man. Very, very excited.
thank you.
So what's next, man? I know that's a crazy question, but you got through all the printing issues. You are now fulfilling everybody's order from the Kickstarter. I see you doing interviews on TV, getting interviewed by news networks. You're doing Comic-Con. Is that the next step? Is that what the tour is, or?
I'm gonna try to do as many cons as I can. But I'm also trying to get the book into some stores. So that's just a fraction of all the crazy stuff that I have to do. But yeah, everything that you said, yes, and all that stuff and more. But mostly, I don't want to go. I don't want to kill myself. I have to be reasonable. So there's a few key conventions that I really want to hit, but I also be doing like trade shows and festivals and stuff like that. But also really trying to work the online and store front brick and mortar places as well, because with my other company, yeah, I think the most success we've had is actually in stores.
Okay.
Because I mean, you do a convention, sure, you might do great, might make a lot of money, but that's one or two, maybe, New York Comic Con is 4 days, but most cons are 1 or 2 days. That's 1 or 2 days of great, commerce, but that's not, now you gotta wait for the next convention to plan. Now, you have to travel to it and everything like that. There's a lot more involved to it. So it's not that I don't want to do a million cons, but you got to be strategic. I notice a lot of the other companies, they don't do every con. They're selective about which ones they do. So I gotta be smart about it as well. But yeah, so if you get your product in a store, that's kind of like a year-round con almost, right? And you don't have to sell it; they're selling it for you, right? So
What is I don't know if you want to talk about this, but what is the process to get in store? Is that just lengthy? And I mean,
there's a million. Oh man, that's a long conversation, but since it's a music making podcast, but we're still talking about business and independent. hustle. So I guess it's all relative. I think that there's really official, I guess, legitimate ways of doing it, and then there's like just independent ways of doing it. And I would say like the proper way to do it is through a publisher or a distributor. If you have a distribution, if you're working with a distribution company, they're going to put your books in stores. If you're working with a publisher, they'll print the books and put them in stores through their channels.
Okay.
But independently, you can always just approach stores. Which is kind of what I'm doing a little bit. I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. So just starting slow, just figuring out the business, just learning what I can. Yeah.
I just always wonder about that, like what the back channels are for in store.
I mean, I went to a really, really big bookstore in Brooklyn just yesterday, and they basically work through like a consignment thing where they support a lot of local writers, and they don't require a publisher or a distribution company or anything like that. They just will take your books and sell them. There's bookstores, there's libraries, there's a lot of places like that, both online and offline, that you can just approach and just say, hey, listen, I have something here. And you shoot them over a manuscript, and they might buy a few copies off you in wholesale. It's an interesting world now in regards to ownership and creating things and being able to sell things, because a lot of stores, they'd rather buy something local, something more independent, something that only they have. It depends on what store you're looking at, and just got to know your market.
I think that consignment model is pretty interesting too. My wife owns a business as well, and she got involved with like one of those kind of like consignment shops. They work with local artists and stuff like that. I feel like that's a pretty dope model. You know what I mean? Like for the shop, they're minimizing risk essentially. You know what I mean? And they kind of get to figure out what their local community audience actually is buying too. So you can kind of like learn. You can get some data back from that type of relationship, I think.
Right. I mean, and then also like, because I'm familiar with your wife's work, because my wife has gotten some of it, and like the type of stuff that she does, the type of stuff that we do as well, like the type of stores that can sell it, they can curate an experience. And what I mean by that is, people really are into unique and original things.
Right.
People really appreciate that. So if you're a local, creator, and you make something, whatever it is, and you can find a store that would be, interested in it, you never know, what type of relationship you can build with those type of stores. And, it's great because it's just like, you're kind of like supporting your community. You're, kind of doing business on your terms. It's
right.
It's just really nice to be able to work that way.
Absolutely. So where can we get the comic if we want to go out and purchase it right now?
That's earthtoneking.com.
That's right. There you go.
earthtoneking.com.
You got the order now button up right there. Boom. Let's go.
You can order Kimi Cosmic and Drone Slayer. Dragonface will be a pre-order.
Amazing. Awesome. All right, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna talk about our next challenge. So
spin that wheel.
Going to the wheel. We have been removing the challenges as we do them. So now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 production challenges. If you are watching, you want to get involved, you want to make a beat, you could DM it to us, you could email it to us, you can tag us or whatever. We'll play your beat if you get involved with the weekly challenge. really, there's nothing you have to know other than make a beat when this before we go live, and we're gonna go live next Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So what's remaining is Afro House sample from the movie The Toxic Avenger or Toxic Avengers sample.
I love that challenge. I hope it lands on that one.
Sample an audiobook. Marvin Gaye sample I Want You. There's a vocal and rhythm track only stem, I guess, that we'll have access to. Then this is the I don't know what you want to call it, the interesting challenge given by Education Beats, Tiny Tim Part 2, and then sample an acapella group. Sample an acapella group, and then Trap Christmas. So that's on the board. We're gonna do one dummy spin.
Yeah, as long as E is not here, that Tiny Tim slice is disqualified.
Is disqualified? I'm down with that. Since E's, that's the punishment for E not being here. All right, here we go. One dummy spin. Okay, and this is the official challenge for this week. I'm gonna spin it again. Again, if it lands on Tiny Tim, we are not doing it. Afro House.
Oh wow. Okay.
So tell us, this is your challenge, P. What we gotta do?
All right. So basically it's house music that's inspired by any type of African rhythms. It can have, I told you guys I was going to give you an example. If I knew we were going to be doing it, I would have one queued up for you. Let me see if I can find it really quickly.
You say K-Tronada.
Yeah, K-Tronada uses a lot of these types of rhythms. I just have to find the names of the artists, and I can't think of them offhand. I know I should, but it's a lot of music, man. I listen to a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I'll send you guys some songs that remind me of or that are in this subgenre, and you guys can vibe it out.
All right, I will. Okay, but if I did a search for Afro House,
Yeah, I mean,
I'd get a playlist at least.
Sure, you probably would.
Okay, good.
I'm sure you would.
That's probably what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's great. That's the new challenge. So there we go. Another episode. This is episode 113 of 3 Beats Later. We did it, y'all. We gave ourselves a challenge last week, and look at us. We fulfilled that commitment and made some new music. And hey, it was just me and P this week, but it's all good. We'll be back next week after Thanksgiving. P, let me know. Hit me up if you come in town. At least if we get together for coffee or something, that'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
If I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
And
go Bills.
Peace, love, go Bills on Thanksgiving Day. All right, y'all.
Peace.